BNC, 100% black and brown host around the clock. Finally, news that speaks to us.
1 in 10 black people in the United States are migrants. The Pew Research Center searched throughout the United States through their census data, found that the percentage of the black population that's come to the United States has more than tripled in the last 40 years. These days, roughly 10% of black people in America were born overseas, compared to just 3% back in 1980. It's a total of 21% are either an immigrant or a child of an immigrant. There are 2 particular laws that helped fuel this rise in immigration. The first was the Refugee Act of 1980 under Ronald Reagan that increased the cap of refugees, paving the way for those coming from countries in conflict like Ethiopia, Democratic Republic of Congo. The second was the Diversity Visa Lottery Program that boosted immigration for underrepresented countries. Joining me to discuss the growing and ever-changing diaspora is co-founder and executive director of the Haitian Bridge Alliance, Guerline Jozef. Good to have you back, Guerline. When you look at the data, we see that Jamaica, Haiti, and Nigeria are the top 3 countries for African diaspora in the United States. What can you tell us about those communities?
Thank you so much for having me back. It's always a pleasure to be with you. I feel like I'm home, really representing the African diaspora, specifically the immigrant community. As you just mentioned, the reality is by 2060, 1/3 of the Black populations in America will be of immigrant descent. And we clearly see how we are building power, we are building political power, we are building social power, really making sure that we highlight the participation of Black immigrants from the beginning, up to today, and really also understand how the current administration is responding to Black immigrants. We saw the images from the Rio. We understand that under President Biden, close to 21,000 people have been deported to Haiti. And we also see how swift the administration was to designate TPS for Ukraine, and then today the designation of TPS for Afghanistan, which we rejoice with those populations. We welcome those designations. But yet it's been over a year since we've been fighting for TPS for Cameroon, and we are still getting pushed back. We clearly understand that when it comes to Black people, when it comes to Black immigrants, when it comes to Haitian and Cameroonians and Ethiopians, we have to prove our humanity. Why do we have to continue to fight to say that our lives matter? And as we continue to see the political shift in America as it relates to Black immigrants, we really want people to understand that we must continue to welcome all people with dignity. The same way that President Biden was able to say they will welcome Ukrainians, they have to welcome the Haitians, the same way understanding the root causes of migration of people from Haiti, people from Cameroon, and we stand in unity with the Cameroonian community to say we demand, we expect, and we must get CPS for Cameroon, because we clearly understand that protection delayed is protection denied.
You're mentioning the program TPS as temporary protected status, meaning that those who are in the United States will get a reprieve from deportations. The way that Haitians even get to the shores of the United States, the way Cameroonians even get here, is so fraught with challenge, right? Clearly nobody looks to seek asylum or become a refugee if what's going on back at home is safe, yet Ukrainians and Afghans, also struggling back home, are able to come on flights and go through ports of entry where they're simply treated better. Is that part of the challenge, or is that actually the design to prevent people coming in from the southern border?
We absolutely believe this is the design. We understand that anti-Black racism is at the US-Mexico border in Del Rio, just like we saw it was in Ukraine. When we were watching students from Africa, from Jamaica, from Haiti being pushed off of a train, while all people were trying to escape the bombing of Ukraine, but they were denied that protection, that access to protection from Black people in Ukraine as well. So we clearly see how we in America are leading or continues to lead the anti-Black racism that we see around the world. So we are standing again to say that the same protection that is being given to our Ukrainian brothers and sisters, the same welcome that is being afforded to our brothers and sisters from Afghanistan needs to be provided for Black people from Haiti, LGBTQI from Jamaica, and definitely immediate announcement for TPS for Cameroon.
I'll throw a random factoid out there. Nigerian immigrants are the most educated population in the United States, with 65% of Nigerian immigrants holding advanced degrees. That's more than the white American-born population. Clearly, yes, we can cite all sorts of stats about the benefits that immigrants bring to our economy, yet we're coming out of an administration that denigrated these countries of origin as S-hole countries, saying, let's bring more people in from, say, Norway. What will it take to undo that type of racism from our immigration mindset?
We saw that people were shocked in Del Rio, and it faded quickly. Again, is the fact that Black people must continue to validate our humanity. And we are quickly forgotten, quickly erased, quickly disappearing, right? And really understanding that we see the anti-Black racism that is rooted in the system, we must have a collective awakening. We cannot continue to do business as usual. If the table is not set for all people, as Martin Luther King said, for all people to be recognized for who they are, we must flip the table. The system is not working. The system continues to criminalize, dehumanize, and literally erasing Black people. And when we talk about building power, we have over 80 elected officials of Haitian descent. That is the base of local, I will repeat, that is the base of local communities from Arizona to Chicago to Florida to Massachusetts to the DMV area, and now in California and Ohio. We are looking into a family reunion for the African diaspora, and we are inviting our allies, our supporters, people who really want to uphold the rule of law, to really want to base who we are in humanity, in respect, and love, to come alongside of us to flip that table and make the necessary changes.
Flipping that table. Co-founder and executive director of the Haitian Bridge Alliance, Guerline Jozef. I look forward to seeing you flip some tables in the future. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.